Hi everyone, it's Jane RVN and I'm here on behalf of the lovely Recruit for Vets to give you one of my twice monthly blogs, and we thought we'd do a video. And I brought Swedish friend because he does like to be in a video. And this is about a headline topic that we're all talking about, mental health. And it's just a very soft, gentle blog, it's not hard hitting. But it's just been reminded to me recently how close mental health issues are to all of us. And it can be quite easy to read the stats and put them to one side because you're working alongside or friends with people who are happy and are smiling. And the truth can be a little bit scary that potentially 1 in 4 of us can be affected by this within the next year. And sometimes it's easier just to head away from that truth and pretend that everyone that we know is great, because the truth is a little bit too scary. And while we know that isn't the truth is scary, and it can be just easier to think that bad things aren't happening to people that we care for and people that we work with and people that we interact with every day. Because every single person that's dealing with a mental health problem, whether it's for them personally or someone they know, is a secret superhero. Because you don't know the battles that they face every day to come to work, to bring their pet, and you know them, you're friends with them, you work with them, you see them at the gym, you see them in the pub, you see them around. And these people are secret superheroes, they're standing right beside you. And if the superhero uniform could be changed, it would just be one that then cited what the mental health problem was, but you're not going to see it. When we know that statistically 1 in 4 people are likely to be affected by mental health issues in the veterinary industry over the next year, it puts it in perspective, because many of us do still work in small practices where you've maybe got 1 vet, 2 nurses, 2 receptionists, and that's your team. So that means someone that you see every day has got an issue right now. And this blog isn't about being the big hero to cure all, it's about the little things to help the superheroes, the small things that are going to get them through the day, because you don't know what they've had to put up with to come into work. Or, you know, this could be about you. You aren't going to tell the world what you've done to get to work today, because that's your own battle and you choose to fight it how you wish. But there are things that people can do to help you. So how can you be a hero to help a superhero? Well, mental health doesn't come with a badge, it doesn't come with a banner, and it doesn't come with a song or dance routine. The chances are you probably won't know who it is in your team that is fighting that personal battle, and you might not need to know to help them. You can just be a supportive colleague, and you might never know. And sometimes actually being that friend who doesn't know what they're going through is really liberating, to have that friend who just wants to go for a drink with you because they like you, not because they're thinking, oh my goodness, she's got such and such wrong with her, she must need my help. That's really liberating for people. So you don't have to go in all guns blazing. And people might not talk to you because it can be really hard to explain a mental health problem. If you're just struggling and it's not been diagnosed, then people start questioning, have you seen this doctor, what have you done? And then it can be a little bit like you're on trial dealing with your own mental health. And then if you do have a diagnosis, people then start, well, what treatment program are you on, and what drugs are you on, and are you talking to this person, and have you been to this clinic? And all of a sudden everyone's an expert, and that can be pretty tough too. So what can we do to help these superheroes in our midst? It's little things. It's listening. So if somebody says that something makes them upset or uncomfortable, it's being that person that listens and says, okay, can we change what we do to help you with this? We live and we work in very stressful times, and our work is emotional, and sometimes having to deal with that client who's shouting about their bill can be the thing that pushes you over the edge. And it's about sharing that workload and not just thinking, oh, I dealt with the last one, they can deal with this one. And so if somebody says to you something makes them feel uncomfortable, just listen. Just looking for some sensitivity. And what do I mean by sensitivity? Just being aware that certain situations can make people feel uncomfortable. It can cause flashbacks, it can take them back to events that they aren't comfortable with. And that can have a massive impact, because if you're trying to deal with a stressful situation at work, and then actually your brain does this, it's not always your best friend, suddenly inputs a negative thing that's happened to you before, or the last time someone shouted at you escalated and something much worse happened, then that's really hard to deal with. So just some sensitivity that whilst someone else might cope well with being shouted at, there are some members of staff that actually that's going to take them back to something really quite unpleasant for them and really impacts their whole day. You can also be a hero by talking about your own feelings. People that are blessed with good mental health, whether that's all the time or just in spells, do realise that you don't go through the day like an automatron going, isn't this lovely? Isn't life fantastic? You actually do have days where you don't feel great. You have episodes where, did I handle that well? I'm not sure how well that went. But talk about that. Speak to your colleagues and say, goodness, I found that situation difficult to deal with. Is there any way that we can improve it, make it better? Because then you're working for the whole team. And you're also confirming that if there's someone in your team that hasn't got great mental health, you're confirming that you're not an all-winning, all-amazing person. You're just a human like the rest of us that makes mistakes, that feels uncomfortable, that knows that the world is not to be seen through rose-tinted spectacles, and isn't the world amazing? All important things for someone with mental health issues to hear. They're not a mirror. What can you do if somebody does tell you something that they're either trying to get help for or they're getting help for? Well, you don't need to put your cape on and swoop in and go, ha-ha, thank you for telling me, I am going to be better. Because that's not really how things work with mental health. You are one brick in the wall of putting that person back together again and back on the road to great mental health. But we have got phone helplines where it will be non-judgmental, it will be supportive, and it will try and refer people on. So whilst there are things like the Samaritans that are 24/7, we've got Vet Life now, which is 24/7, and it's a non-judgmental listening service who will try and refer you on if that's what you want and that's appropriate. Now, making the phone call to these things can be quite big. Usually you've got to go and find the number for a start, and then if you can't find it quickly, that makes it feel like you're even more of a failure, that you can't even get help for your problem. So if somebody says they've got an issue, maybe say to them, actually, we can help you phone this, help them find the number, maybe stay with them just till they're connected with someone so they don't feel alone, and then leave them to it, because then you know that they've got connected to help. And they're big steps to take, finding that phone number, admitting that you might need to phone, and they might just need someone to literally or metaphorically hold their hand. And that's it, really. It's about being a human being, sensitive. We're not all perfect, we all react differently, but there are people there to help. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and let's keep being the great VN community that we are.